And we are live. Thank you for joining us for our Wednesday night Weird West Deadlands Reloaded. Well, Nickelodeon live show theatrical experience. Uh, yeah, there you go. Nickelodeon makes sense, I think. I am your marshal this evening and every evening here at the League of Raconteur Explorers, Will Thompson. And, yeah, that's right. No hat on Gentry. Run. We're live right now, Gentry. They can see you hatless. Oh, he doesn't have the
What is
headphones
he
on.
doing?
They can see him
Jeez.
hatless right now. Oh, there he is. Right now he's
Oh,
in character.
man.
Everything's good. We're good.
All right.
But with me are my four friends and associates to help take you through the wild divides of the Great Maze and what once was the state of California, now a broken and ramshackle series of desolate mesas stretching as far as the eye can see, bridged by, decrepit wooden structures hewn with ropes by hard-living men mining ghost rock out of the sheer faces above the roiling salt waters of the chasms below. It's, a mite bit wild. Yeah, you want cards and chips now. I've decided that, because it's Halloween week, it will be extra spooky and you don't get any of the perks normally associated with playing. It only makes sense. Adventure cards and fate chips have been administrated. So, gonna catch y'all up on the skinny. Cornflower Springs, fake bank robbery, squat pumps, incest, half hog, half humans, gentry disemboweled, fast forward, more squat pumps at a beach, piracy, money reclaimed, back to Cornflower Springs, everyone missing. They find spooky dolls. Instead of just leaving like normal fucking people, right, upon the people being missing and there being spooky dolls, they decide to interact with the spooky dolls, at which point those spooky dolls reveal that they are in fact more than just dolls and are sentient hell beings, clearly wreaking unknown destruction upon the populace of the town. The longest improvised combat versus a series of increasingly wacky dolls ensues until they find themselves in the thick gun smoke filled saloon with the bits of the king and the knight strewn about, the exploded teddy bear puffs, still kind of floating down in the air. Young Billy mortified, the two maze rats you spared from the pirate crew to take you upriver, still begging for their firearms. It was a scene. Prophet gets Manny, that's right. It should be mentioned now, you notice all those wounds on Prophet, right? Two things about those wounds. Y'all can soak them, if you should so choose. As the audience now. We have figured out what was wrong. But now, there is a 5 soak cap per episode, and every player, every audience member can only soak a single wound. So, 5 total throughout the entirety of an episode, which is still very generous, I should say. And 1 from each of you. So there we have it. It would take 3 viewers right now, each donating a wound, to remove all of them, bringing Johnny Prophet to full health. And there would only be 2 remaining for the rest of the spectacle. It would be madness. But there we have it. Oh, boom, red ketchup right out the gate. Look at that. 4 wounds remain. But Johnny Prophet, I'll let your head be the one that,
Snaps.
yeah, you finally get the alignment right. Your head, makes that snap, crackle, broken celery sound. And,
One wound more off, and I can actually fix myself.
Right. But Oh, thank you, Lisa. Oh, now I don't know. Now I have a no show rule. I don't know about like husband wife wound removal
She's
though.
been
Now
pretty brutal. She has hardly ever done anything
that's
for me.
true. That's true. She watches all the time and she barely ever tosses, and so I'll allow it. I will allow it. There we go. Yes, the damage you have wrought to yourself and the dolls have wrought unto you with their tiny cleavings. I believe it was in addition to you breaking your neck when falling off of the wagon. The whole reason you fell off the wagon is because the princess severed your Achilles tendon right through the boot in a fell slash to the back of your ankle as she popped up maniacally in the wagon with, I believe, a and yeah, so we'll let that one. Yeah, and your ankle is stitched back together now. So the two most grotesque of the wounds have come to reparation. Yeah.
Everyone heard Hiram's choir voice as he screamed like a woman.
Right,
As he fell out of the wagon.
Right, yeah, no, I mean, it was quickly cut off, right, by the crushing of your trachea by your own vertebrae. Yeah, it was ghastly. But, yes, Edward was immediately made aware, of course, and if he hadn't been previously, I imagine you going, yeah, that's better, right, would have, that finished the job there nicely. But, yeah, there we are, folks. We're all caught up.
Tumbleweeds whirl by as we stand there silently.
Right, yeah. Sun dips lower on the horizon. Billy shivers a little, maybe in cold, maybe in fear, maybe in sheer shock.
Do you know where the adults went? Where your mom is?
I mean, you guys spotted the trail last week, headed out there west, yeah.
And I will turn to our two maze rats and say, gentlemen, I am terribly sorry. Could I get your names again?
Oh, hell. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one was Clyde.
Clem, was it? Or was it Clyde?
Sure. Could be either. Could be both.
Clem and Lem. Clem and Lemmy. There you go. Clem and Lemmy. Mm-hmm.
I see.
They were Maze Rat 5 and Maze Rat 2, but now they're Clem and Lemmy.
Now, gentlemen, I hope you can understand the delicacy of our situation.
Them dolls was alive, mister.
Why, yes, they were. And we are in the Great Maze, and I'm sure you've seen things even more dangerous than those
that was
dolls.
Satan.
Indeed, most likely. Now, that being said, we are in a bit of a predicament, of course, because when we first met, we were adversarial to you and your employer at the time. And now, while we are your employers, I believe that...
well, now, you just said it there, mister. Exactly. It was on account of our employer, and now that you are, in fact, our employer, our relationship has become, what would you say, adversarial? Well, not that.
Amicable.
There you go, sir. Amicable, indeed. Right, proper.
I appreciate the sentiment, truly. I hope you can understand my reticence to... perhaps not trust is the right word, but my reticence to blindly have faith in that. That being said, we are in a dangerous part of the world, and it would help us if all members of our party were armed.
So as I sees it, there's twice your number as there is ours. Even if we were to go, cross-eyed and start shooting you in the back, right? What would we do then?
Yes, I agree that it would be foolish on your parts, but men are known for their foolishness, and I chief among them. So, I propose a deal, and, well, I, of course, am... This is at the acceptance of my comrades first, and then at yours. But, gentlemen, I believe once we get to Shanfan, we will no longer be in need of your employ or your boat. So I propose that we go ahead and offer you payment for this upon our arrival safely in Shanfan. in the form of that boat, which we have commandeered. It would be relinquished back to you, and $50 to each of you, supposing that you do not stab us in the back.
Allow me to confer with my associate.
Oh, well, of course, I will have to confer with mine first.
You're gonna 50. And the boat, I mean, they're gonna give us a
Gentlemen,
goddamn
does that
boat. It wasn't our
sound
boat to
reasonable
begin
to you?
with. Well, I don't know about $50. You will say now where they're talking all the way Shan
Sounds
Fan.
good to
Hell,
me.
that's like a month north.
Excellent.
You ever even been to Shan Fan?
It's
Can you
likely a
even
bit
get to
much.
Shan Fan? I don't even, well, I
A
don't
bit
want to know
generous,
that
but,
shit. Yeah, we agree. We come to an accord.
Wonderful. Well, it is likely a bit generous, gentlemen, but
Thank you, Baphomet.
it's the beginning of an amicable relationship, we'll say, and just the price of doing business. I will shake their hands. Cheers. And relinquish their firearms back to them.
Yeah, they both, competently take them, saying, no deftness or flourish, but they both seem like they know which direction the bullets come out of.
Excellent. Now, Billy, as to you, of course, you should also be armed.
I got my 22.
Indeed, and I gave you my Webley, but I was wondering which you would prefer.
Well, if I'm being honest, mister, I ain't never fired no pistol before.
I figured that might be the case. Then, if you don't mind, I will take it back. It's quite comfortable. Wonderful.
I mean, that 22, it does 2d4, watch out. Them dice explode is all I'm saying. Sometimes that bullet just rattles around inside that skull,
So, gentlemen, anything else we need to do before we set off?
Depends on where we're setting off to. I don't know if that had come to an agreement yet.
Well, my understanding is that we would follow these kidnappers and retrieve the boy's mother and any other
supernatural kidnappers with possibly dozens of dolls.
I'm here for the
and
woman.
magic.
That's
And
it.
yes, well,
Well,
We
so
need to
very
grab
full
her and
already.
go.
Well, certainly that is the priority, but if we find other innocent souls, while we're there, there's no reason not to.
I'm of the mind to not risk too much.
Oh,
And
certainly.
I'm of the mind that we've already risked too much, considering something that I'm carrying that I don't want to be privy to any bystanders as I glance over at the child and the two men. Something you don't even know I'm carrying that I personally am escorting to Shan Fan, which is probably why I needed an escort.
You're not going fishy on me, are you?
You know what I'm talking about and what happened back there in the Angels. Come with me, I'll show you. As I beckon our friend from England.
You guys go outside.
Indeed.
Notice rolls.
Oh, jeez.
And survival rolls. So all three of you see some birds circling. It looks like probably a couple miles off. Backlit by the downing sun. But given your terrible, inexplicably bad survival scores, you don't know what that means.
I know what that means out of character. Well,
So
here we
then-
go. Let me get them. I go over to the wagon to my secure belongings in the case with the camera, and I pull out the plates.
I mean, they clearly show a ghost rock bomb detonation, the aftermath. The melted
People screaming, melting. Yeah.
survivors. Yeah. The horror of it. It's like if somebody
Now,
had a Polaroid that wasn't destroyed at Ground Zero Hiroshima.
these plates were taken with my epitaph, and they are likely the only evidence in existence of the atrocities of Dr. Hellstrom and Deseret.
Oh, certainly
Thousands
outside of
dead,
Hellstrom Industry hands. Yeah.
of course. Thousands dead in seconds. Largest bombs ever made. These could level the capital, any one of them, or every major city in America, if they decided they wanted to take over. And these need to get to the right people. They mean more than my life or yours or any of the hapless souls that we try to rescue along the way. Because if these don't get into the right hands, thousands, thousands more will die in this horrendous way.
And it should say while two of the bombs landed squarely on their target on the front, the third one did land on the refugee camp on the outside of the city of Los Angeles. I mean, it was a direct civilian center hit. Some of you were there. You pulled people out of the smoldering wreckage as well as you could, this is
The
all news
scene,
to Edward for sure.
yeah,
It's the work of Dr. Hellstrom?
it is. And nobody knows the wiser outside of probably my superiors in Deseret. And it needs to get to the correct people. The sounds I heard, the children screaming as they melted. We can't let this happen.
Your superiors in Deseret.
Well, former, I'm trusting you with that information to know that I'm serious. I'm willing to turncoat. After seeing the atrocities, I will also confide in you that I tootled under him a long time ago.
Tootled.
And this madness, he's the one that taught me how to set fires with Ghost Rock, and now I see he's perfected his art to the pinnacle of death and destruction.
Strange.
In fact, I don't think any one of us should carry all of these plates. Maybe perhaps one of you should hold on to one of them in case something happened to me.
Sounds like a pretty good idea. I'll take one.
Forgive my inexperience, but what exactly can happen to you?
Well, I mean, we can all die, and as we've seen in pretty horrific ways.
As he's evidenced, but what
I.
happens once we're past that point?
Which point are you speaking of?
My God, man, don't be coy.
This doesn't have anything to do with this situation. I'm on my own personal test of God. I'm here for a reason, and it's probably this, if not to bring light to the darkness in these lands, which is why I have these texts I've been studying so fervently. I was a fervent Mormon for a long time, but I've realized that was only one piece of God's plan, and if I study all the texts of man, mortal man, and can decipher the myth truths, I might know what our whole plan here is on this plane. I hope.
Where you fit in?
I hope. But right now, we need to get these to Sanfan. And the more danger we put ourselves in, obviously, the more chance that Hellstrom will get away with this and perhaps do it again.
Well, I thank you for confiding in me. That's I see now why my assistance here is of such import. But I have given my word. I
As long as you can keep your word to get us to Shanfan safely and alive, so to speak.
To my dying breath.
Well, let's nobody die and let's go get on with this.
If it looks too dangerous, we turn back.
I concede to that, yes.
Then I'll at least attempt.
Let's nobody die again.
I was thinking about bringing it up, but...
I must let you know, to my knowledge, I died as far as the church is concerned.
Indeed.
And I want to keep it that way.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, you have your identity now. That is what I've known you as. That's what I am sure to continue knowing you as.
Let us go then.
Indeed.
Which direction y'all heading?
My understanding is that we are heading out to where the people were
Following them
taken.
tracks?
Yes, but...
Now, you guys aren't going to believe this. Them tracks head off in the same direction you see them birds wet circling.
But yes, well, my understanding is we're sort of heading there quietly, and if it seems too hot, then we will withdraw.
So it's about 1.5 miles outside of town. The spindly pines give way to a natural clearing, and a better place. You might refer to it as a meadow, but a meadow gives a visual of babbling brooks and, greenery and ferns and wildflowers and all of that. This is more just skeletal sticks and dead patches of grass on the hard-baked earth, lined up in the, the cracked and pitted, dried-out stream bed. You see the bodies. I mean, you see the insects first, I suppose, swarming above them, and then the bodies in the shallow depression of the stream. I will take another survival roll from everybody present, and a medicine roll from anybody who happens to be skilled in that particular field. Almost had it, Gentry. If only you weren't fixated on that wound. Them damn dolls. And did you give me the medicine, Johnny?
Oh, no, I don't have medicine. Thought I did, I don't.
You don't have medicine?
No, I thought I did.
Huh. No, never mind. Yeah. The notice rolls then from everybody, given the failures of additional information. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Grayson, the bodies are stripped of valuables, belt buckles, boots, pockets turned out. You can see, the clasp of a necklace with a little bit of torn hair snatched off somebody's neck. So far as even the teeth pulled out of the corpses that, had gold fillings, you're assuming. And, no other reason to take just a tooth here or there out of people. The people are lying in a position of repose, each one appearing to have been shot in the back of the head just once. Doesn't look like there was a bunch of running or struggling or anything along those lines, because they're all nice and orderly, just lined up. No ligature marks indicating that they were bound, nothing like that. It's like they kneeled down in the ditch and just waited to die.
They even
check for the mother.
took the teeth of these people.
Yeah.
Is cold.
There's gal there wearing the same clothes, same hair color. Hard to tell on account of the grisly head wound, but it's easy enough to assume. Little Billy standing there kind of shaking, even more in a state of shock than he was on account of the dolls.
Come on, boy. You don't need to be seeing this.
This is what I was afraid of.
I can take it.
Come on, boy. Move.
He responds to that. He turns away. Walks off, kind of white knuckling his 22. Tending to be strong.
I pull out my Bible.
Now,
You wanted to come here. We're going to give them a burial.
Now,
You got a shovel? Because I don't.
You get to moving the bodies around at all. You'll notice they've been dead about half a day. Now, none of y'all aced a notice roll, and all y'all sucked at survival. But interestingly here, you all have spent enough time in the Great Maze long enough freebie this one, kind of benevolent god and all that, right? Everything here is starving, right? The insects are buzzing around him, right? But there is no predation. There are no coyotes. The birds are circling, but they haven't. All the eyes are there. All the bits they'd go for first, still present. They're not eating the bodies. None of the bodies been ate.
Or science helping this?
It's you get medicine, yeah. I mean, maybe mad science. You could give me a mad science. Give me a mad science at a -2.
They had talked about them imbibing a tonic. Wondering if that.
How long did it take us to get here?
A mile and a half. You were traveling slow, maybe an hour, 45 minutes, rough trail.
For the heck of it.
Get all these phone numbers out the way now, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Can I roll a cult?
It's not. No, it's the science angle we're running on here. It's definitely whatever it is. It's the tonic.
That's what I was already thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the tonic.
Your
It's
best
poison.
guess is that the animals have no interest in imbibing the meat. The insects don't seem to give a shit, but they're insects, right?
So, Will, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Are there any rocks about?
Yeah. There are so many rocks. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll it, you fucking dick.
So here's the thing, and maybe you'll kind of like this.
I won't.
I have no PowerPoints right now.
Are you gonna deal with the devil in order to cast object reading right now? Is that gonna happen?
I think it's gonna happen.
Fair.
We have some interesting object reading going on.
So, all right, let's pull this nonsense out here. Oh man, I might have to reference the, I'm not sure I've pulled in the new deal with the devil. But these are all the same. Card Sharp is the same.
Actually, I think Card Sharp is not, because Card Sharp isn't about cheating now.
Card Sharp gives you an extra card, right? Yeah, and this doesn't mention that at all, but... Yeah, we'll just give you the extra card in it. All right, let's pull up Dealing with the Devil. 1 second here, guys. Oh, it's such a bad idea. It's the flood. We need the players.
Is there a chance, like on Snake Eyes, you explode? You just detonate?
All kinds of bad stuff happens if you. So, like, you know how you're harrowed, and you have an evil spirit that chills in you and just goes hog wild sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as I keep making Mom happy.
All right.
Make Mother proud.
Here we go. Alright. I'm gonna deal with the devil. Free and instant action. You are casting object reading.
That is correct.
Alright, you son of a bitch. for the audience here, object reading is an amazing power. So for 2 power points, right, he can reach down and grab a rock, any object, right? And he gets the ability to see the past of the inanimate object, discovering who's held it, where it's been, what it might have been used for. The object has no sentience of its own. It can't interpret events, right? But he can see or hear visions of the past that took place in its presence, right? So he picks up a rock, and it allows him to see things that happened within 10 yards of it for 5 years. Right?
Actually, you know what? Instead of a rock, I'm going to use somebody's shirt.
Perfect. Even better. And then a raise, this is the part that fucks you over as a GM. A raise, they can see 100 years back into the past. So you, as an improv performer, right, suddenly on the fly now, should he cast this with a raise, I have to come up with 100, this plant, like the seeds of this plant as the generations as it grew in cotton and then was harvested, you know, like 100 years for a shirt? Are you fucking kidding? Yes. But at any rate, so it's a great power for investigation. It's a really cool power, but as a narrator, it's god-awful. All right. So here we go. We are setting up card table. Get rid of this here Joker. Damn, how I get rid of clear hand. That is not clear hand. Oh my god, is this broken too? Ha! That's a Lua error. The audience loves those. They might have broke the poker table, guys. Which is actually kind of difficult to do. Because it literally should just deal images from, yeah, no. That's rough.
Should we just do like a gambling roll instead then?
Table. Aha! There we go. I got it to work. You just need to click it like 92 times. Fantasy Grounds Unity, guys, if you want to pay $140 to kind of play your favorite RPGs with your friends, spend it somewhere else. Just don't do it. Just don't. I'd love to recommend their software. I'm a promoter of good things. This is not a good thing. All right, here we go. So, 2 power points is what you are gambling for, which is fun. Pull this up here. All right, and here we go. Boom. 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 And then how many points of grit do you have?
3.
Holy hell, really? Wow,
Correct.
okay.
Boy's got sand.
Well, I see 2 pair in there.
Yeah. Yes, sir. 4 power points is what you get out of that, so that is more than you needed, sir. Wow, really? +1 per point of grit. It's, yeah. Using just the 5 cards in his hand, it says. And then you get, yeah, so 3 for that, +1. So it's not actually that bad. It's still, I mean, you can still get screwed, but only if you're really going nuts for it. So yeah, 2 pair in there. That's fair. Boom, object reading, picking up the whose shirt? Male shirt, lady shirt?
I mean, I guess I'm going to go ahead and do the mom's shirt.
You creep. Ew. Just You know, and do you want to see what happened outside the shirt or inside the shirt? You gross, you pervert, you dirty boy.
Trying to find out what happened here. That's all.
Yeah. So to the relevant bits, I'm assuming. Because wait, actually, you have the PowerPoint, so now roll the power. What am I talking about? Turder. You've got the power. Points. Yeah. All right. Not with the raise. So just 5 years. Thank God. But back to the relevant bits. So you definitely see that she was doing her best to treat the marshal, who had come down sick, right? Lots of people in the town appeared to have some kind of general malaise, right? Like some sickness had swept into the burg. After the sickness, man came through with a wagon, right? Wearing a plague doctor mask, talking about he had the cure for what ails them, gave out a bunch of free samples. First couple of people that took them felt immediately better. Gathered a crowd. They paid what meager reserves they had. Right, man stuck around for a little while, put on a puppet show for the few town's children, then played a flute. People lined up in a line and followed his wagon out of town. Right, got to about here, played his flute. They lined up in a ditch. Literally, with a gun, he had to reload every shot. Went through and plugged one of them in the back of the head. Plugged one of them in the back of the head as they sat there. Teeth pulled, jewelry removed, wagon keeps going west.
At any point, is he not wearing the plague doctor mask?
Well, 100% of the time, part of the retinue. Wagon had two big red crosses painted on the side.
All right, so I let go of the shirt and I kind of keep looking down. This guy came in with his wagon, 2 red X's on it. Told the people that he could cure what ails them and gave out some of his samples. Seemed to work. He also put on a puppet show for the kids. Then he said, then he went ahead and played a flute and got people to start following him. Got to this point here, played that flute again, and they all just lined up and they just waited to get killed. So he definitely has some ability to control people.
Are there children here among the dead?
No.
Do you see children?
Were there any children? I mean, he put on a show for the children. It wasn't just Billy, right?
Two other children in the town in addition to Billy.
And
I don't know how perceptive the shirt is, but it seemed like the samples were administered to the adults as they were the ones coming down with the affliction.
Billy,
Now, if you were going to terrify and or control a bunch of children left behind, maybe some animatronic dolls from hell,
I can't tell if the kids were there or not. Clearly, the bodies aren't.
Billy, do you know what happened to the other children in town?
No, sir. When the man rode off and our parents started following him, I went and tugged on my ma, but there was no getting sense to her. And then them dolls came alive, and it was a panic. I was scared, all right? I was scared.
Rightfully so.
That's okay.
There could be survivors in town. Potentially.
Perhaps.
Get the town and once over. Keep your guns sharp. Might be more dolls.
And then
We did
to the
make
boat.
quite a racket there last time. I feel if there were any survivors there, they are not going
Would come
to
running out to us shooting our guns.
Yeah, if I was a kid, that would not be my first reaction.
My point was just that I don't think they'll be more amicable if we roll back into town.
Well,
What are the
and
kids
Mind
gonna
if we're
do? Kick us
calling
out?
for 'em?
not to put too fine a point on it, but a non-poisonous child's chances in the Great Maze of not being devoured immediately are, not great.
Of course, we'll look for them. I just.
So,
Name's-
Hiram,
oh,
excuse me,
Oh, yeah.
Johnny, interesting little bit here, right? So, you are immune to poison, right? And there are a bunch of perfectly good, already cracked skulled human brains.
I was waiting until everyone started leaving. Thank you. So I was trying to get everyone to go back to town.
Mm-hmm.
It's a veritable smorgasbord. It's a cornucopia.
Yeah, I
It's an
need to do
all-you-can-eat
left rights.
buffet.
I need to do last rites. They go back to town to search for the folks.
Right?
Come on, boy. Let's go.
It's a lot of rocks, and we don't have a. We didn't bring the shovel or the wagon, right? I thought we did.
No, I wouldn't have thought we did.
Oh, okay.
I believe this was a stealth mission.
Indeed.
Well, you said there's tons of rocks, so maybe I should start doing the.
Finding a nice heavy one to get into the...
No, to
Oh.
bury them with
Oh,
rocks
yeah, of course, yeah.
and give their last rites.
Right.
And I'll do that while they search town. Once I return, despite what happens in town, we will go to the boat. Yes.
You certain that you don't want any help with that? This looks like more than a job for one person.
Seriously, I mean, you're trying to bury like 15 people with rocks. You're gonna,
I think trying to find the kids is probably a higher priority.
And
I
I'm not
suppose
so
you're
good
right.
with children, but I'm good with the dead.
I suppose
So,
you're right as well.
if you're planning on taking like several brains to carry with you through several days, there is the issue of carrying several brains, right? Like not discreet, like not,
The reason I kept my mortal canteen is I can always pack it full.
You're just gonna make like a viscera slurry?
Blood and brain, sure.
A pound a day, remember?
Well, for healing purposes, yeah. Can I get a pound of matter into that canteen?
I think you probably get a pound of matter into the canteen. I mean, another issue here that we're running into, thank you, Moonblade Knight, is that in coalescing these human bits into the canteen, we're not talking about a very precise or clean. I mean, are you gonna like strip down into your skivvies? Do you have like a butcher smock you've been hiding? Like,
Canteen. Got my knife. I was figuring I would just, I don't really need a bedroll. I could cover myself in my bedroll and get in there and just, with my knife, cut out little bits and push them into the canteen.
just a little bit.
Need a melon baller.
Just a melon
kinda
bar.
Just take slices of it and then sort of drop them through the hole.
Man, you need
into
to,
the canteen.
you definitely need to mail order a melon baller. That's 100% the tool for this job.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
have to do with what you got out here
Right.
in the West.
Right? Yeah, so they're gonna ride back to town and find it still very much so abandoned while you go about your grisly task. Now, are you cutting a hole? I need more descriptor here. Are you cutting like a hole for your head in your bedroll and then wearing it like a poncho?
Well, I actually am not so sure how grisly it will be, because if I can go through the larger head wounds from the bullets and just go in with my knife and carve out and bring out and just roll up my sleeves and
Have
just
you-
carefully
Have you ever prepared a deer?
geese.
It's not really like a rolled up your sleeves kind of, like, look at me, I didn't get any blood on me. Is all I'm arguing. You're like dressing some
Okay.
people.
I'm just
My
gonna
wife
step down to my
regularly
morning.
like cracks human skulls open and extracts the brains. In the line of her work, it happens like several times a year. She has to crack a dozen human skulls, right? And like she never comes home clean.
Do you want me to just strip down naked? Is that what you want?
I just want us as the audience to really appreciate the full depth of like these people are going off, the sun's going down, you're standing in a field full of corpses, just like, all right, here we go. Now you're describing it like, and I roll up my sleeves daintily and I hold my pinkies aloft while I
Marshall.
nimbly Yes.
All right, the first
I know.
try, I try, and then I
Drop
realize
it.
it's not doing.
Drop it. You want to be a star, don't you? Take it off.
Yeah. Come on, get naked, buddy. Ah!
He's very meek, so he first tries to do it clean and realizes he gets squirted in the face. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. I wait until no one's around. I look off in the distance just to make clear that no one's watching, and I'll strip everything down, even the Mormon underwear.
Even the undergarments? I was picturing undergarments on, but man, that's a... So now we have
This
this...
is the second time this week we've had a reporter just get naked at the wrong time when he's on the job.
Right.
I keep my boots
What the
on,
fuck
though.
was that guy thinking? I mean, I know you're old, but you can't turn off your Zoom camera, my dude. Like, holy shit. Hey, you want to end my career real fast? Ah, like holy shit, bro.
Listen,
wow.
Reporters have been doing this for hundreds of years. Prophet is the progenitor.
Right.
So everything comes off. Boots go back on, as well as my belt with my holster.
So now this is a cadaverous man, right? Desiccated. He had his autopsy performed on him. Literally, his organs were in jars, and he kind of put them back in there, right? Like standing out here in the middle of a field in twilight, just going ham on some people's skulls. Right? I mean, I want you to get that watermelon noise from the movies on lock in your head and just play that on repeat with heavy rock noises, right? Starts delicate, ends just... Yes, he comes away very gooey with however many canteens you want full of people bits.
My question is, why didn't you give him a notice roll for the surveillance drone that's flying around?
Right. Oh, you mean the agency guys? Yeah, no.
Though one of those vultures is actually mechanical and is recording.
Yeah, I was thinking of the toy maker. He's got one of his toys flying around.
You go to crack one of the skulls and it's actually a doll. Just turns and points at you accusatorily.
My God, I would run back down naked. Jesus.
Now, so here's the unfortunate thing about Prophet's dick, audience, since we've been bringing it up, is that it doesn't work anymore. When you're harrowed, this is canonical, I'm not making this up for jokes. Literally, your junk no longer, blood doesn't flow anywhere. If you catch my drift.
Times like these.
So, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. Now, if he lives to the 1930s, the harrowed become known enough that there become harrowed support groups, right? Like AA meetings for harrowed, right? And they sell harrowed marital aids. Now, you don't want to go into how those function, but apparently they'll make your junk work again despite the lack of, flow.
I'm surprised no mad scientist invented a new power specifically for, like, a topical sprayer injection to make it work for a while or something.
Now, Toa, you are 100% that women harrowed can still fake it, but since nothing flows, again, I mean... I don't know if you've ever tried to have sex in a hot tub, but, like, it's not pleasant for anybody, right? They always try and make that look so good, man. No. Sex in a swimming, no. Sex in water, no. Nope. At the beach, no. What? Sand, people, sand! Anyhow, moving on. His junk doesn't work. It's just sitting there sad, shriveling in the moonlight as he finishes his grisly task, puts back on his clothes after, I don't know. So, here's part of the problem, too. Is that there's no water around except for the salt water and the roiling, chasms in between the mesas. So how exactly are we going to de-stickify ourselves?
That is where I have to sit down with my parts of my body that got grossed and covered in dust until it soaks it up, and then scrape it off and
Oh
kind
my
of give myself a
lord.
dust bath, I assume,
So,
like a chinchilla.
give me a vigor roll.
Vigor roll. That's no good. This is death dust.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. You managed to get most of yourself a clean, except for the strip of your arm that sloughs off, starting right about mid bicep down to your wrist. Just one flap of your undead skin comes off with your scraping. Not a wound, but it is certainly there's a flap of
Gosh,
you just
okay.
hanging, like the world's longest reverse hangnail.
Oh my god. Okay.
You got
Well,
some
why-
safety pins?
No, before I go back to town, this is as good a time as any to use my gadgeteering to try to heal my last wound while
Yeah.
running it over my arm to mend it back on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give that a shot, I
Just
assume.
degloved yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I just am reminded I need to try that again.
Mm-hmm.
Trait rolls. No, trait rolls don't count.
No, it's a weird science roll, right, for the device?
No, I was looking at my powers to see if I have
yeah.
anything to fix my skin hangnail, but I do not.
No, you need some, like, wonder
Goodness.
glue, you know?
Yeah, all right. So I've got to, let me go in and really quickly use a charge of my Ghost Rock powder. And a couple power points in my Fixtronic. And
Reverse the polarity.
now I have I believe it's a -3 to the weird science check because of the
Yeah, the gadgeteering
wound.
and the,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
let's give it a
But
shot.
the wound will happen automatic.
Oh, it was almost a 9. I'm gonna betting that.
Yeah.
Like sat on a 9 for a second.
Right, it did. It literally hovered. There you go. That's money, yep. And maybe it was the, the smorgasbord, because I'm sure you didn't just stuff the canteen. You also have a little distended corpse belly going on there.
Yeah, I did have the snack.
Yeah, no, you are all healed up. You, I don't know, you lick the top of your arm hangnail and just kind of slap it into place. You know,
Cover
even
my
though you don't...
Fixatronic over myself.
Right. Maybe part of it still, like, flaps loose in the middle, but it'll stick eventually, you know, after it oozes enough.
So meanwhile, while they're in town doing stuff, I'm getting dressed and gonna come back.
Right,
So I'll meet you
right.
there.
We still... I guess, yeah, no, we dust bathed ourselves. Yeah, so he's gonna come back, filthy.
Little dusty.
Right, and there are definitely patches of him, right? Like, you know, the underside of his ear, there's a big patch of blood, and, you know, like, random spots here and there. But yeah, no, all buried. Mm-hmm. You guys, during this time, the town's just desolate. Nothing's coming through. No sounds in the distance. No nothing.
Billy, did you know the name of the kids that were here?
One of them was Zeke, and I think the girl's name was Clara?
So Grayson's going to walk around calling out for Zeke and Clara.
Yeah, nothing answering you back, just the sound of your voice echoing against the empty placards at the front of the couple of buildings in the town. No sign of dolls moving, with the exception, of course, that one arm on the ground next to the wagon, still idly cleaving away at nothing. Maybe worked its way a few inches, you know.
You just hear it stabbing in the distance.
Yeah, just a little.
I think it's time we head out.
I agree.
Terrible things happen out here.
That they do.
About this time, I imagine Prophet comes rolling up. Mighty full canteen.
Looks like you survived.
Yes, and the Lord will hopefully bring their souls to rest.
Gentlemen, I don't mean to assume, but how many of you have traveled through the maze by boat previously?
Clem and
So
Lemmy
maybe
raise
you
their
don't know.
hands.
Well, then you three no doubt know the danger that is ahead of us. The land is inhospitable, of course, but we have at least 3 warring factions to worry about, not to mention pirates and the various monstrosities that roam these waters. I assume that you two are competent enough to bring up to evade any deadly maelstroms and random shifts within the maze itself, which is why I don't bring them up. But we must be on our guard for essentially the entire duration.
Give me a notice roll, Edward.
Certainly. I'm gonna go ahead and Benny that one.
Yeah.
I haven't wanted. I felt it was relevant to not do anything good until now. But
They when you say maelstroms and all that, both Clem and Lemmy, they're not poker players. Oh yeah, you mail what? Shut up, Lemmy. We'll figure it out.
Well, I figured this would be the reason to have that woman around said she had dealings with pirates before. She could have been one. I don't know. Could have worked out for us or against us. Either way, it's all in the past now. We only look forward. Guns forward. Stay sharp on that water.
indeed, we are. What is the midway point we're stopping at before Shanfan again?
But wherever you want, mister.
Was that just her suggestion to go to the place, or is that the
That
next
was
we
the
stop
mom's
before
suggestion.
Okay,
go
so
to
we
the
could
place.
haul straight on to Shanfan?
You could potentially attempt to haul straight on to Shanfan.
Well, Clem and Lemmy, what do you think would be the best route to Shanfan?
North.
Excellent. North we head then.
Y'all have a compass?
Do you know your way back to the
they don't
town we
actually
spoke
work
of?
in the maze anyway, so I guess that point is moot, ain't it?
Yes.
Do you actually know your way back to the town this gentleman spoke of?
What town's that, mister? Shanfan?
I look at you. The town the mother spoke of.
Well, I'm afraid we weren't here for that conversation, mister.
That's why I'm asking Edward here.
And I'm afraid I don't have it in my notes, mister.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. Pirate Town around here?
Pirate Town. It
I don't
started
think I
with
was
an R.
around at that moment.
Started with an R. That's
Would
all
have
I
been a
remember.
good place to leave the boy and the woman, but I guess we could take him with us to Shanfan. Get him an internship or something. Working as a servant for the league, maybe.
I ain't no servant.
No, you would be
Talking about Red Rat.
an apprentice. Was it Red Rat?
It is not.
Okay, yeah, that didn't sound right, but better than I have.
Sorry, guys. It's these are important. These are important things to know as players.
Absolutely.
NPCs don't.
Absolutely.
And you could
I
say
remember,
Pirate Town, and that could mean like a dozen fucking places. I mean, like any little cove you turn around has a couple of pirate shanties in it. It's a real popular profession in the maze.
I know it started with an R, but that's about all I've got. So, we shall load up and depart for Shanfan.
You guys gonna head to the boat then?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna spend the night in town now that it's getting nighttime, or we're gonna head back down to the boat?
I think I'd rather like to get off if it's all the same. What do you gentlemen think?
Can we get there before nighttime?
Oh no. It's getting on nighttime proper now. It'd be night traveling. That's fine though. I mean, it's not like the maze is ever changing.
What
No,
kind
you'll
of
be fine. I'm
moon
gonna
is
let you guys
rising?
get to the boat. I mean, if you guys want to go to the boat, you can go to the boat. I'm just fucking with you. Let's come on. You guys want to go to the boat? Let's go to the boat.
Get
Yeah,
on boat now.
yeah. All
Where
right.
was I?
What's the
You back
weather
at the
like?
farm.
The weather is temperamental in the maze and ever changing, but it was a bright and clear day.
What kind of moonlight do we have to pilot by?
Oh, I would now. I said that I would allow you to make your way to the boat at night. Sailing in the maze at night is just really that's a no. That's a no-go. Like sailing during the day, you guys. I think the only one that even has an inkling of how bad sailing in the maze is in travel, right? It is Edward, and that's only out of character due to some things that he has heard about the Great Maze, right? Like it is fucked up, guys. It is.
I sailed on it for a month, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
With an expert.
With an expert, with a crack sailor, through some very calm narrative scenarios. But suffice to say, the creatures of the Great Maze have different sleep cycles. Some of them are, crepuscular. Some of them are binaural, and some of them are nocturnal, right? And it tends to be the ones nocturnal that do the man-eating best. In addition to that, if you had a copy of The Flood, right, the guide, and you opened up Hazards of the Maze, and you saw that it was like 40 pages long, right, you would understand that, more stuff goes wrong than right, for sure.
Make our way to the boat so we can leave at first light.
I agree.
Yeah, excellent. You guys, you gonna post a watch?
Certainly.
Yeah, watch order.
I'll take first watch if no one wants it.
I'm going to sleep, and I'm going to roll a die to see how long I have to sleep.
Yep,
and then I'll start watching.
I'll take first watch if you don't mind.
By all means. And I shall follow you.
Good,
Follow
healthy
you.
6 hours.
Yeah, you're like, fuck it. I got a
Quite
full
me
belly. Needs to
That's it.
digest. Fortunately, the 6 hours is a full sleep plus watch, so that's good.
Okay.
So, first watch going to Gentry, second watch going to
Edward.
Edward, third then, well,
When I wake up, I'll
Was
go.
Prophet and then Grayson.
Grayson.
all right. What the shit?
Oh, I don't like all these 6s with my name on it.
Oof. Yeah. I didn't expect that to actually hit.
He's dead.
You roll these things, and some of these tables are like, it's fine. It's fine. This is just a formality, I say to myself.
3 maze dragons. Let's go.
I mean, fortunately, you guys are on the shore, so, well, no, I'm not gonna even, let's not talk about maze dragons. Oh my god, 3 maze dragons, that would be...
They're pretty aggressive. They'd probably fight each other.
Good thing is we're on the shore, so instead it's just all 5 of the original judges.
Right.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's a cool map.
Yeah,
I don't like this map.
it's nighttime. There are some wagons. I don't know where the horses came. It's the improv nighttime. I need to get what I need to do.
Might I suggest we throw up the boat map?
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
harder. Yeah, I totally got
Nighttime.
Cricket's Cove. That's right. What am I doing here? Boom.
Eh,
Yay! That's where we actually are.
Hey.
Hey, we have the actual, and then the burning tent full of corpses.
There we are.
Now smoldering down, I take it. He camped out there. I got Clem. Yeah, he's out there watching faithfully. All
watch is
right. It is second watch.
Alrighty,
You have
so
a fire in the same spot, I guess.
probably put myself somewhere around here, I think.
Oh, this is second watch. That's when I'm sleeping.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am on watch.
Probably be sleeping with the boxes right there.
Maybe one more
Near the
over
rum.
here.
Is the encounter table? I have to open it up in there. Fantasy grounds.
Man. If only Harlow would hear, this would be like a step less dangerous.
Right, it would be. Everybody would be fine.
That was one of his edges.
The
Oh boy.
nice if his family members would let him go on leave from the Legion for a couple days to help us.
Why is that not an
You
actual
just put on a
table?
different hat.
Even if it's just ghost version, like telling us how to pilot or do stuff, it's good.
Really? Okay, that's not gonna
Los,
be
Los
worse.
Diablos?
Huh?
Los Diablos?
It's fine. It's fine. It's an 18 on any D20 table is always good, right? Like it's good. Yeah, that's practically a natural 20, right?
That's great.
That's what that means. All the time. Give me a second here. Well, I really didn't expect this to land. I'm normally much better prepared for this sort of thing.
You didn't expect to do a 19 or an 18? Is that what you
Well,
mean?
I didn't expect that. So you have to roll an 18 first off to proc an encounter on watch, right? Like on a D20. Not, whatever. That's not going to that happens. Right? And then I thought that so most of the encounter tables like this one here are built into I'll just here have fun with that. I don't know if you can even see it there, but yeah. I attempted to share it. They have tables where you roll on the dice, but this one for whatever reason they have just referenced, so I have to hold the thing and instead of it being
prospectors.
right. Prospectors are a good thing.
Wall crawlers ain't great though.
Oh damn it! Yeah. There you go. Now you know what's coming. Where the fuck are they though? That would be.
Can we just
There
have
it
Chinese
is.
ogres?
No, you
No,
do
no.
not. No.
Oh,
Please.
okay.
No. My God.
Not just Oni. Oh no, that's Japanese ogres.
The posse
No.
fought one Chinese ogre previously during a train fight as you first emerged from the tunnel, and it was terrible. And if it had not been for some deft thinking, it would have slaughtered a creature back then.
Honestly, I'm just glad we didn't get a 15. That's the one I like the least.
Yeah, there's all kinds of gross stuff on the table. But, alright, so,
When does this wound go away?
5 days.
Oh,
Well,
You make
now,
a bigger roll after
in 5 days, you can make a bigger roll. Or,
Ask me and I can help you.
you can't unless you have greater healing.
Oh, he's
Specifically,
got a
because the golden
bad
hour has passed, right? You can only
Oh,
healing
yeah,
only
yeah.
works for the first hour after
You're
a
right.
wound, and now he's just sitting there going, God damn it.
I didn't even realize you had one.
But, awesome, guys. Are we ready?
Indeed. Notice roll.
Yeah.
I see.
How many Spider-Mans do we got?
Hey, that's not bad. So, is that where you are on your watch, good sir?
I think so. I think that's a good. I can see the boat, I can see my colleagues, and I have a sort of view out. I think that's a good watch position.
That works for me.
And I can sort of like have my gun down on the log there.
They will not get the drop on you. Congratulations.
How many hours
love
has
that.
it been since
3.
you fought the dolls?
Oh God, 5.
I got a whole PowerPoint back then.
Hey,
Woo!
don't spend it all in one place.
I probably will.
Right. Well, I mean, I would think so. But
Ha.
all right. So, let me pull out your progenitor. You are Dos Blocker. Oh yeah, and let me actually token up Lemmy and Clem now that they're friends. You guys and your token allies.
And Billy.
Oh, and Billy. Well, Billy had a token, didn't he? Where's I have his NPC? Billy and his 22. He's gonna save the day. Little Billy Higgs. And Billy. None of them are wild cards, by the way. I need you to
Yep, I figured that.
appreciate little Billy Higgs is gonna get gutted here. And it'll be your fault. You what led him to these foul machinations.
Well, that'll be interesting for my character.
He was just forever going to chase that man what killed his ma, you know? You would find Billy Higgs in 10 years. He's like, it's Will Higgs now. You know, he's all grizzled gunfighter. Carries that man's mask on his belt, you know? Like, finally found his justice, but it didn't soothe his aching soul. You know, that would have been Billy Higgs. But now he's going to die here due to some wall crawlers and a random dice roll. Which,
I mean, would he have? I feel like he would have died, like, before we got to camp.
I mean, you know, yes, factually. You would have been, all right, Billy, have fun with that. Billy would have been
Next
dead.
character, play time traveling future Billy Higgs. Came back to save y'all.
Right. Billy Higgs was like, I've been to hell on earth. I've seen things you won't understand.
I mean, that sounds like an okay concept, or I could just play as a child.
Right. Facts. All right. We got Billy, we got Clem, we got Lemmy. We'll have them patched out on that side of the rock. So, you hear nothing, right? Which is alarming because a few moments prior, you heard the sound of the crickets and the water bugs going off in their little evening symphony, and suddenly the bushes seem to move real low. And you swear you see a two-pronged claw like the tip of a bat wing reach out, right? And then suddenly a massive spine and teeth emerge from the bush looking at you, cocked awkwardly. It is unnervingly silent. Oh boy, here we go. What is a good...
Oh, I just looked at those. Those are awful.
Yeah. They don't have an image here in the.
Type in Deadlands wall crawlers in Google. We'll find it immediately. If
Yeah.
anyone's curious.
Got the classic one, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why they usually have the classic images here. Covered in spines, long terrible limbs, hang to walls, mouthful of fangs. Utterly silent until it notices that you notice it, and then it lets out a low hissling rattle as its spines kind of vibrate together insectilely. In that way that like a grasshopper makes noise. It's not using its lungs, right? It's using the other part of its body kind of undulating to make the noise. And then we're rolling for initiative because they're going to clever girl ya. Hey, Clem's up first and he is sleeping soundly. Johnny's up, but he is sleeping soundly.
Oh no.
Wall crawler number 2. Jesus, really? Let me check out his village here.
Both of them, man.
So, Wallcrawler is going to charge at you on its first round using its inhuman speed to lunge from the undergrowth. This is going to give it a +2 to hit and damage.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping, right? And I'm having a dream that our man on watch sees this thing pop up out of the bush and doesn't say a goddamn thing. Not a yelp, not a peep. And then shit just breaks out. I'm having a wonderful dream. That sound of the water is beautiful.
Listen, man. I'm
Now,
not
he
an
raised
initiative.
his rifle, and the second one appeared, and I think he did manage a clever girl before we rolled for our initiative. So, I mean, it's not like he did anything, right? You know?
He did the clever girl.
Yeah,
Tipped his hat.
right. Yeah. But,
Run, Ellie.
so D10 agility, right? When I say inhuman, almost twice as fast as a human, right? And that's without the charge happening as well. So on a charge, if it hits you with a raise, right, it's going to knock you prone and be on top of you in addition to the...
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well,
right out of the undergrowth, just...
I've got my rifle out.
Fortunately,
So that's,
when I
+1 to
sleep-
parry at least.
I think it's
Oh,
a
but
difficult
it's
perception
already
to see that
factored
I'm not
in.
a corpse, so
So
hopefully they don't eat
that
the
is a
dead.
hit with the raise.
Gods.
plows into you. I mean, just fangs and teeth finding purchase. You didn't even have time to lower the bayonet. It moved so rapidly. And I'm really sorry for this
No, that's fine.
because it's D8 plus
9 wounds.
D10 damage.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Listen, man, I'll have you a new character concept by next week. Yeehaw!
Audience, hello, hi. Not
No,
to
no,
neglect any of y'all.
Well, try to get rid of a couple of them.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
All
here.
right.
My deep.
No, wait.
Hey, there's one off. We're down to 4. You're still mortally wounded.
Only incapacitated. That's what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, yes, that's true. That's true. You are not mortally wounded.
Indeed. I very well may be, but... Yep. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Look what you did.
You better not.
Hey, man, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I told y'all the maze was dangerous. Am I the record yet?
He really just
Come
clever
on.
girl this.
Come on.
My man's on watch, and he's just like, oh shit.
Well, fortunately, so they're going to come up and kill everyone, but I'm already a corpse asleep. Unless they also attack corpses.
Now, so they let out a horrific, like, chittering noise as they attack, like this low rumbling hiss, and I'm assuming as he got bit clean in half, he managed to scream, right? So everybody else is awake at this point. You're prone, right? You have to spend half your movement to get up, right? But, like, you're awake, certainly. Now... Yeah, so no, he crit failed the vigor roll for the
Jesus.
for the incap. So I mean that's the crit fails are the only thing we don't fuck with. It's
Wait a
he's
minute.
Can you Benny that crit fail?
No,
I've got this advantage card that
But-
negates all damage.
I do. I do
Oh,
have exactly that.
oh wait.
Because
just
I have
noted.
perfect timing. So I can just get that card. So that
So holy shit. So
Right? Is it too late to play that?
no, you can play an adventure card at any point. So yeah, he pulled out the adventure card perfect timing, which allows him to select any card from the adventure deck. He pulled the one that negates any damage from one attack. So he is still
So-
prone with the creature on top of him, teeth gnashing, claws burrowing, fighting it with his martini rifle.
You still scream.
He doesn't
Yes,
scream. He doesn't scream.
and not to mention that now they have to attack me again, so that soaks up another one before they can come in, and
Right.
they have to kill me this next attack as well before they can actually attack y'all. So
Well, so
you're welcome.
here's the bad thing.
My mouth hurts.
I'm at my parry's now at a -2, right?
Right, because you're prone. So
Exactly. So it is going to get an ace, which is fine.
which is fine because you're already prone.
Exactly.
And certainly the dice won't explode on this other.
What could a D6 do? An additional 10 damage? It's got 6 sides.
Right. How could that work? No, he managed to adventure card his way out of the wounds, but that was a one-trick pony. That was it. So here we go. Wall crawler number 1 is shocked. He swore that was a death blow, but is also on his first turn going to charge in, giving him the +2 there, and he's prone, pinned by the other one. Thusly, I mean, that's
crazy.
They are pack animals. Hey, it was a D6 you could have gotten of them.
Yep.
Stop it. Stop!
This is excellent. That's the same roll. So
I mean, that's fine though, right? Because again,
You
the
could roll
last one was okay. Like the last one did no damage. So
right. See,
you don't need to worry about
that
it.
totally acceptable. 2 wounds as this one latches into the media, starts shaking. Roll to soak.
Yeah, I got to.
Can you drag that over the soak field in your spot on the combat tracker now? I'm curious.
Okay, I don't think I can because I just took it away. I dropped it.
Oh my god.
I
Well, here,
already-
take another one. You.
Okay. Yeah. I already had dropped it.
It's
where
fine.
is the Stoke field?
It's in the combat tracker potentially in your wounds where it shows you.
It just says dead there, so that's.
Let me just. Whoops. There you go. Not dead anymore. Look at that.
But now I don't have 2 wounds.
2 bennies for Edward. Boom.
Cheers, y'all. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you should still be able to drop it right there. Does it not?
Oh, no, I do. I don't have the 2 wounds. Is the issue?
Oh yeah, but is there the field where you would have wounds? I think you can still drop it there potentially. All right, fuck it. Just drop it in the chat and roll vigor.
Whoop.
We'll do it live.
I did it.
Holy hell! Look at that. Boop, boop. Did I say wounded? I meant not at all.
I spilled my martini.
Right. This guy somehow goes from bitten in half to barely scuffed, although covered now in the saliva of this fowl.
Gentlemen, we have company.
And it's your turn. Now, I imagine you are grappling.
Yeah, talk to me about the mechanics of this. My understanding is that since I'm prone, I'm also at a -2 to fighting.
Yes. Well, a -2. Well, that's an X. So you get a +4 to cover and a -2 to parry. I don't think you get a minus to fighting necessarily, though.
Gotcha. And then
Grapple
shooting
would.
is at a +2, or does grapple?
Well, now you can't shoot because you're in melee, and well, I guess you could pull the Webley and shoot in melee, but you can't use the Martini like that in melee,
Okay.
and you're lying on your back.
Well, my sort of image here was that I would thrust this thing into it and pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, the game two-handed weapons in melee, you can't fire
Gotcha.
them. Yeah,
Okay, good to know.
no long guns in melee.
I see. No 2-handed weapons at all, so I can't use the bayonet on it. Easy. Well, then I will not be drawing my Webley. I will be drawing my Gatling pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget every time drawing is a free action.
Yep.
Boom. 3 shots, right?
Yeah.
How does this
Now,
work?
so you're squeezing the trigger once, you're letting off the full rate of fire volley?
I assume so, right? So it's a
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
2
So plus 2 to hit and a
damage?
plus 2 to damage. Yep.
Got
One
it.
for every bullet.
Perfect. And Wallcrawler 2 is the one that has me pinned, right?
Yes, sir. Probably move Wallcrawler in there. I would hope. Yeah.
Oh, easy enough.
Yeah.
And
I really should. I should get an image of this. Google the Wallcrawler, guys. It's covered in spines. It's got like 3 tongues. It's so fucked up. It's like a mutated tick.
No, that
Wow.
That can't stand.
Wow.
Is there a place to? Do I throw it on there and it'll reroll damage, or do I just throw that in?
You just throw that in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I don't think those mechanics are dialed in yet for it, so we'll have to.
Makes sense. I'm going to.
Which is funny because they work in the Swex version.
Okay. So yeah.
Yikes, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, no. You managed to shake the wall crawler 3 rounds right into its abdomen. Boom, boom, boom. Some of the chitinous armor chips away, and it skitters and hisses as it tries to claw. Pierce you some more. Oh no, wait! It takes a wound from that. My bad, because it was shook on the first one. Oh no, because there was no second. Yep. Just shook.
Yep.
All right, Grayson.
So, I think as we established, I have 1 power point at the moment. So, I'm going to be immediately going into the sitting position and dealing with the devil.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Hallelujah.
I will be dealing for ammo whammy, which requires 4 power points, so I need at least 2 pair.
Yeah. Alright, so 5 cards. Standard, 1 for the card sharp, and then 3 for your points of grit.
I cannot currently see the card.
Oh, I should share the card, I guess. Can you see the cards?
I can, and I see 2 queens and 2 8s.
Yep, in fact, 2 pairs. What you needed. We have successfully dealt with the devil. Roll your ammo whammy.
Instead of rolling, I think I am going to play this.
Adventure card, bane of my existence emerging.
So
oh yeah, it was 3 pair. Yeah, there were 3 pair there. But that doesn't matter. Any points he gets above what he needs are discarded anyway. But yeah, there were 3 pair there.
Well, you can't have a 3 pair.
Like hell you can't. You can use 6 cards if there's 9 on the table, god damn it.
So what this allows me to do, I'm getting a success and a raise, which means I can apply 2 ammo whammy powers to every shot for the next, 10 rounds?
Yeah, forever. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another benefit of being a hexslinger is that I can cast ammo whammy, I can cast deflection, I can cast protection, and if I had it, I could cast improved trait shooting. But I've only got 1 power point, so I will be casting ammo whammy and protection on myself with that 1 power point that I have.
Excellent.
So for my first shot, I guess I'm going to go for
1 out. This will happen with the multi-action penalty, remember. The dealing with the devil is a free action, but then you cast the spell, so protection on yourself.
protection and ammo whammy happen at the same time, and there's no multi-action penalty.
Yeah, but that's an action.
Okay, and then shooting.
Yeah, and then shooting.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so yeah, so I'm still going to be shooting. The first bullet is going to have bullet with your name on it and loaded for bear.
Fair.
I'm going to Benny that.
And bullet with your name on it, that's a +2 to hit, isn't it?
That is correct.
Yeah, so make sure to factor that in there. I think that last one was actually a hit, but there we go. Excellent. Wall crawler hit, which is good, considering they're both in melee with young Edward here. We could have put a bullet with his name on it.
Bam.
Boom, yeah. Edward, you are covered with the insectoid internal pressurized viscera, milky white innards. You know, like the purplish kind of general digestive system flops on your immaculate red fox hunting gown, but it's quite deaded.
You take what you can get.
And young Billy Higgs is gonna pop up and go, hot damn! I got this one! And, oh god, why does he have a double barrel? He should have a 22. What is this madness? Well, he's gonna shoot you with a shotgun from there. And that's a 1 or a 2. It hits on the innocent bystander. That's long range. It's here, let me pull up here. Could have sworn we had him 22'd out. I guess probably what happened when I was like, oh, Billy Higgs gonna be dead. Never mind. And then you guys drug him along your little short round.
Just gotta get him to safety, man.
I don't think the martial court understands saving people and then just letting them die the next scene. Like, what?
No time for love, Dr. Somerset.
What are we doing here?
Obligation, get it lost now.
No, I mean that's the end scene. You know, that's Well, it was good not saving your ma, little buddy. I reckon we made a mortal enemy out of you, much like as we made a friend. That's fair. Where the fuck is...
Oh, no need for tears now.
Yeah. No, I understand. This is emotional. Goodbyes are hard. Move along now, little doggy. I swear to God, they don't have a 22? Am I taking crazy pills? I'm gonna have to make a 22. That's sad.
There's no room for girl weapons in the West.
Is that what I'm thinking?
Well,
Well, no, because I
weapons.
have the whole goddamn... This is allegedly everything. I swear I saw a 22 in here. It's not in rifle. It's not in modern rifle.
I actually like 22s. I have like 6 of them.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun little guns.
Those are drinking beer and sitting in a chair shooting guns.
Right? Yeah, plinking. You know? It's the kind of gun that you can shoot with teenagers, you know, and you don't have to be worried about anything.
And
They
you
do
drink
have
beer
the
and
Ruger 22 under modern pistol.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the range statistics from just another rifle and knock the damage down. We'll call it a 22. That's what we'll do. Okay, info. Open that up. 2d4. Call it Billy's 22. I hope this doesn't awaken something in Billy.
Killing
I'm gonna-
monsters, I think, is a pretty good awakening.
Alright. Like he just discovers some truths about himself in this moment.
Can I just say I'm
Track
very
is fine.
ready for Billy to just absolutely decimate this thing.
I mean, it could in fact happen.
Right into the eyeball and the brain.
All right, Billy. Now with that roll, it ain't. Oh my god, but it's a hit because of the plus. What the fuck?
Did you use an
22s are really easy to shoot.
It has
He's
the.
like-
There's no special properties on this gun. Billy's just a cracked shot. Hell, hot damn.
Ooh.
Ah,
Ooh,
close. Yeah,
oh.
plinks off the armor on the back because it's, it's a plinking gun. And he's not a wild card, so he don't get no bennies on it.
Damn it.
All right.
Tragic.
Tragic. Yeah, it would have been a good opener for him. Gentry.
All right. I'm just gonna get up, roll over. Oh my! And we're gonna take some shots at it. There's only one left, right?
Yeah, just the one on top of him.
All right. We're gonna fire off 4 shots at it.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a reasonable volume of bullets to throw at a man lying on his back with a thing on top of him.
Oh yeah. Let me make sure it's dead. Where is it on the wall crawler? There it is. Wha-cha. All right. Wha-cha.
There's only like one really good image of the wall crawler on all of the internet.
You
Yeah,
ever shoot
that's
with
the one
thunder?
from Classic.
This thing's tougher than a damn armadillo.
I mean, so it does have armor, which is rare for you to encounter in Deadlands, but it ain't that tough. Tough 8.
And you did roll a 1 and a 2, so
Yeah.
be fair.
The damage is rough. All right, try again. All right.
Keep forgetting that
Now-
it doesn't reward me chips anymore either. I gotta do it manually.
Now, that hit. Let's see if it does it. Go through. God damn it.
Oh, there it is. Finally, bullets pinging off him,
What?
Last one, plugs him, right center mass, runs down the main light, overpressurizes the thorax, which explodes again all over Gentry.
Now, not me this time, Mr.
Oh,
Williams
yeah,
over
excuse
to
me,
you.
Edwards, yeah. I'm just used to the terrible things happening to you.
Oh no, he's a.
Yeah, he got slimed.
Somehow your intestines are in its mouth. We don't know how it got there.
Right, yeah. No, because you were like, oh no! Just big middle of no, right? Just, It tastes kind of
Oh,
salty and briny.
Well,
It's thick, though, like you have to scrape it off your tongue in layers.
You all right?
I'm going.
Like that gif of those guys cleaning up that glue factory explosion that people always pretend is sperm. Have you seen the one? Where they're using the shovel to take big ladles of like this horrifically thick, milky.
Horrifically thick. Take a bath in the river.
I think I'll be all right.
Were you just flipping Will off on the sly with the...
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of take off the jacket here and start writing down some notes about their anatomy and whatnot.
I mean, you have a detailed fucking look.
So I never even got up out of my bedroll.
No, you were
When
yeah.
When I don't hear a response when he yells, are you all right? I just go back to sleep.
Thank you, Red Ketchup.
No more of them?
No, none that I've seen. I assume that if they were to attack, they would have gone in with that first valley. That's typically the way you see with pack predators like this, although I don't know how their insectile nature might change that from lions or what have you. But
one of them convulses slightly, but just to do that thing where the limbs kind of, come in. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I ain't sleeping anymore tonight.
I don't know about you, but I'm going right back to bed.
If you're staying up, it's a vigor roll.
I figure that can finish off my notes and then
Fortunately, once a encounter has been triggered during a watch, that's, yay, we've made it through. So the rest of the night will be uneventful, and we can take off in the morning. And in the morning, there'll be enough light to not get immediately eaten by a horrific mass of tentacles with trying to bathe the bug goo off you. So,
Indeed. And I will be waiting until morning to do so.
I'll probably wake up before you all.
but
I'm
with
just
that,
thinking, I'm just thinking that with my adrenaline going up from being attacked in the middle of the night,
right, fair.
I would have to I don't know, maybe succeed at a spirit roll to go back to sleep.
Oh, sure, yeah. You want to be amped?
Look at that.
Yeah, no, yeah,
That
bugs,
is
large bugs, small bugs, swarms of bugs, bugs in wells. You have a genetic memory of being inside a bug. I mean, lots of stuff has happened to you in bugs, so. But with that, we're going to take our mid-show break a little late because, again, I thought they were going to nap, and it was perfectly aligned. I was like, all right, we'll end on them sleeping through the night, and then it'll be mid-show, and we'll sail off second half, but then, wall crawlers. And I'm not fucking around. Google them, man. They're creepy. They are like giant barbed ticks. They're horrific. But we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the follows, for the resubs, for the bennies, for these poor sons of bitches being put through my ringer. Happy Halloween week. I am running one-shots at the Peggy Games Halloween convention happening virtually this weekend. I have slots available in my Sunday show that happens 12 p.m. Mountain Time. That is 12 a.m. No, it's 12 p.m. Yeah, that's right. 12 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 11 a.m. Pacific. If you want to play some Deadlands with me in a non-committal one-shot pre-gen character environment, that would be the spot to do it. Details all over our Discord and Twitters, which you can find with !Discord or !Twitter. With that, 10 minutes, we'll be back. Stay tuned. Second half, they're all going to drown. I'm not even kidding. I am kind of worried that they're all going to drown.
I am a Dracula.
Moving on, we are back. Thank you for joining us, sticking with us through the break there. We were just debating as to whether or not Dracula were in fact a type of vampire. Both I and Prophet here are under the impression that yes, it's fair to say that's a fucking Dracula, and people know that you're referring to a very particular, they speak with a blah. They have their well-appointed, right, but antiquated garb, right? Yeah.
Now I just think it's a colloquial slur. Like, oh, look at them Draculas over there. It's like, I'm a vampire. Thank you very much.
So here, you see.
Maybe they're
Aram,
taking
and
it
you're
back.
gonna See a Dracula in a second. Hold on.
That's true. No, he literally, now he wants to suck your blood.
Yeah, I suddenly became a Dracula.
I want to suck your
Brains.
blood. Yeah. But
hat on, brains. Hat off, blood.
Actually, hat on. Brains.
that's a Bela
Blood
Lugosi.
joke.
Now, Bela Lugosi's too specific. It's been played by so many actors now. It's a Dracula.
Couldn't be higher.
It's different. It's different than a Twilight. Like Anne Rice writes stories about Draculas. They're Draculas. I guess there's a little girl Dracula. Is that a Draculette? All right. Anyhow, we're getting lost. So, survived the night without a horrific disemboweling by a, wall walker, which I hope you guys looked up over the break, because again, they're pretty horrific. But we ready to sail?
Indeed. Ugh.
Hey, look at that D6 boating.
Potent skill.
D6, hot damn.
Critical fail.
Boat breaks
Next
the
scene,
dock.
we're swimming towards shore. Dog paddling with my barrel of rum.
That will not happen at all. Again, the Hazards of the Maze section of the Flood Player's Guide or the Flood GM's Guide is not 40 pages long. It's just, it's an exaggeration. It's, I mean, sure, there are sudden blizzards and sandstorms and earthquakes and heavy snow that appears temperately out of nowhere, and rip tides and natural tides and rock slides and spouts and sulfur pools where the water turns into acid. There's normal storms, thunderstorms, there's ghost storms, right? There are water dogs, wind dogs. I mean, come on, there's so much stuff that could happen. None of it will, of course, because you guys are...
Yeah, 2 encounters? What? That'd be crazy, dude. That's crazy.
It would not. There could very well be hot dogs. But they're not all beef. They're those weird-ass, chicken and pork dogs, so nobody wants that shit. So, guys, you guys want to set out? Who do you want to be captain? Because Clem and Lemmy can't come to a decision amongst themselves.
I believe that we have a rigger and we have a pilot here. One of us needs to direct them, and whoever has spent more time at sea in the maze should be the one to do so.
You spend more time in that sea.
Well, they were both hired on at the exact same point.
I merely hopped a freighter from the Orient. I'm not exactly a salty hand or anything to that effect.
I think for now we should stick fairly close, at least within good eye shot of the coastline, heading north. And as soon as one of these fine gentlemen here recognize any landmarks they've seen before, have them give us a shout out.
So, following the coastline will not be an issue because you are currently in the maze. It's all coastline.
Well, yeah, I know that was a given. I'm just spouting nonsense.
You gotta go north.
Yes, I think we follow as well as we can a northerly direction, and
Just rolling survival.
Make our way
I
to
concur.
Shanvan.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely spot north given the direction of the sun and the time of day and all of that. The channel that appears to go most directly there seems to have a wide pass, kind of goes in a northwesternly direction until you can't see as it, goes around a bend, as you will find frequent in the Great Maze. There are several other passages. Some of them look smaller than others. Some of them look a little more turbulent, all kind of going in that general direction. The exact destination of all of which, of course, are unknown.
Now, could I use my survival rolls to kind of like point out? Do you like little pointers?
Yeah, I mean, north, you would say probably the widest passage would be the best. It would certainly be the one most frequented, which is a good and a bad thing, right? It's a good thing in that easiest navigation. It's a bad thing in that you won't be the only people to appreciate that it's easiest navigation, right?
Do we have flags on this boat?
No.
Really? Oh. Can I spend a penny for flags?
What kind of flags do you want?
Well, I was thinking we'd just have like the standard set, right? Like we'd have a Union, a Confederate, and a Mexican, just in
Oh,
case.
I thought we'd just have a white and a pirate skull.
I mean, maybe those as well, but
why don't you give me a yeah, give me a Benny and roll a notice roll.
okay.
They had the flags they would need to deceptively provide that they were Union, Confederate, or Mexican Navy. Although, of course, if you got close enough to the boat, you would see that it was none of the above.
Indeed. Wonderful. Well then, gentlemen, I suppose we set off.
Are you going to advise the widest passage there, Gentry?
I would relay the information that the widest passage seems like the most obvious to travel. It's just you, Mr. Edwards, keep that terrifying rifle held high.
Certainly.
All 19 feet of it.
Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna mess with us, and it looks like you could blow a hole in the side of their ship.
Right. So, northward we head. Everything's great. It is clear from the first couple of hours of travel that these boys were probably not in the role of pilot and rigger on the pirate crew. There are lots of near misses with some easy to avoid obstacles. Right, a near catastrophic low overhang and the mast that should have been foreseeable had they been paying attention to the relative heights of the stone archway in the top of the mast. But you guys manage to come through unscathed when both of them suddenly pull up the sails, right, and whisper for you to be quiet as they grab the sticks on the side of the ship and start pushing into a little tiny alcove in the rock.
I will heed their warning and be quiet.
I will draw my weapon and be quiet.
Put that away, put that away, put that away, and get down, get down, get down.
All right.
And can I get an hour count here?
Yeah, you are what? I said a couple of hours, we'll call it 3 hours into the trip.
And how long does it take for me to recover a PowerPoint?
You, my friend, well, now, so that's interesting. That's something we need to discuss after the show because that has changed dramatically between the editions. We will, we'll get to the bottom of that. Why don't you, for now, go with the 5 an hour until we have discussed all the various changes to hex slinging that has changed. We got to re-roll your character, and the new rule set is what we got to do.
No. All right.
You'll still be plenty badass. Don't worry. They alter a couple of things and they streamline a few things too, which is nice.
All right. So while we were sailing out, I would have loaded up a couple of special rounds.
Yep.
Um,
Which is one of the things they streamlined there. They changed that quite a bit, but
Yep. I would have done a segmented shell. My shootist spell casting.
not a nerf at all. He just got to deal with the devil a little more often than he does, is all.
I ain't made no damn deals, no damn devil.
That's how hexslinging works.
I know. God damn it, bringing them closer to my life. Need to get right with Jesus.
Well, in that case, you are bargaining with the wrong. You need to pick up a Bible.
And I'm just saying, Job got screwed over a couple of times.
Right.
And he was
Right.
God. All right. Wait. There you go.
That'll do.
That will do.
That is one segmented shell.
You guys hear a low mechanical kind of rumbling sound. And you smell the thick sulfurous smell of ghost rock before you catch sight of the black tower of smoke coming on one of the side passages along the maze. 3 stacks from the look of it.
I think I've got my martini like down on the deck, like below the sort of railing, I guess. Sort of concealed, but to where I can get to it in a hurry.
The ship passes in a T intersection, right? To where if you guys kind of peep out along the outside edge, you can see as it goes along the channel, right, adjacent to you there, as it passes and passes and passes and passes. It's an ironclad ship with Asian accents to it, kind of tortoiseshell armoring, rows of cannons rolling along, several boilers going, in addition to 2 rows of oars. You can hear as it draws close enough, right, the steady beat of somebody keeping in time and the oars, allowing the boat, in addition to the giant paddle on the back, to progress. None of you speak any Chinese. Well, now that's a fascinating question there.
I don't have the skill.
You do not speak Chinese. You would recognize the writing on the side as being Chinese for sure.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Some Chinese gentleman there. That's their writing.
Likely Kang.
Yes, that's the estimation I made as well.
That's right.
You want to talk about pirates?
It'd be awfully nice if he'd just take us to Shanfan there, but I feel that we might not like the.
Oh, he'd definitely take you to Shanfan.
I don't think we'd like the state of our quarters once we got there.
Those turtle ships always need rowers.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, it is clear. I mean, like, a single broadside from this thing could level the whole, channel that you're in and crush you in thousands of tons of rock, let alone the little dinky boat you're in. It's a overwhelming force, but also evidence that there is a much larger, clear channel ahead, so yay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that... Sorry.
I was just going to say, and one that theoretically leads to Shanfan.
And I was going to say, ecology of this area. Do creatures that dwell here typically follow these large vessels, or do they clear the way for a short time?
There's a couple of creatures here that make a 120-foot long armored boat look petite.
So, good to say we should slip out behind it, and we might have a little bit of a clear path.
A full-grown maze dragon. It's kind of like the Chinese dragon, it'll wrap around one of these ships and snap it in half with its constriction before it starts to devour people. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hopefully the larger ones don't waste their time with tiny things like us. Wouldn't even be worth their energy.
The dice generally agree with you there, I think. They've been kind.
Is it safe to go?
Yeah, the boat has progressed now, just leaving the thick smoke settling in a kind of oily residue on the water and surfaces.
I keep watching. I watch intently how they're piloting versus our last pilot, who obviously was much more skilled and adept.
Oh, as the two guys set away. I mean, they know the basic functions of the sailboat, clearly. It's not their first time on a boat. They were just part of the
Yeah.
jump out crew. They weren't part of the let's run the boat crew. But they're doing
Yeah.
their best.
You tried. Let me know when I need to roll another survival.
Yeah,
I think the only thing we'd have to worry about following is devil rays. As I thumb through my copy of Neozoology.
that is an excellent point, yeah. Especially since those kinds of ships, when they're done with rowers, it's not like they're like, well, let's save this back to Shanfan so they get a proper burial. You know, they're constantly tossing bodies and whatnot over the side.
Mm-hmm.
And, there are all kinds of sharks, devil rays, maze dragons. Fortunately for you, there's none of that. You pass along the channel, right? And they boys, Clem and Lemmy, have no interest in following the turtle ship.
Certainly not.
And would like to kind of just zigzag through the side channels.
Oh yeah, we agree.
Yes, we head where it came from.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Excellent. So another 6 hours pass for those of you collecting PowerPoints.
Yeah, I capped out and I'm slotting my PowerPoints and my things.
Imagine having PowerPoints.
Imagine.
Actually, that's the only thing I'm not really terrible on is getting back PowerPoints, but then I also rely on putting them in things that I can't use on multiple things. So there's a downside.
There's always a downside, my lovelies. That is part of the trade-off. It's one of the wonderful things about Savage Worlds is that you can definitely power build a character to do one thing really well, but do not ask them to do anything else really well. And generally, that one thing still comes with some caveats. Who is paying attention?
Oh yeah, I'm very curious. I've been watching them pilot, taking notes.
Me
Yeah,
with my
Grayson's
waiting for
definitely-
survival guidance.
Watching as well.
Certainly.
Everybody that is paying attention, give me a notice roll. Highest roll cinches it. Grayson. The water alongside the boat has changed colors, gotten darker. And as you observe this, you notice that the paint on the exterior of the hull is bubbling away.
The ship's paint seems to be dissolving in whatever it is we're floating in right now. I don't think anyone wants to go overboard at the moment.
Oh dear.
I look over at Clem and Lemmy.
And no idea, boss. Now it's pretty apparent that a spot about 50 yards away from you is starting to bubble and roil.
We want to get away from that spot over there, boys.
The water is black, right? But in that spot, it's almost luminescent. There's a faint shimmering green that seems to ebb through the inky blackness of it.
Think we
Water
can pick
starting
up
to
the pace?
steam.
Is
We
there
can only go as fast as the wind there, boss.
Can we get it close enough to the land?
I mean, so again, the land is a series of mesas up sheer
Yeah.
cliffs, like you were in a little tiny channel trying to pass through. I mean, it's circuitous turns back and forth. The water is, terribly unsteady. It's, I should share some more pictures of the maze with you to really put in your head how you're in those caverns in Arizona, right?
No,
Where
I'm just in my character's mind. I'm like, if something goes wrong, I want to jump to something. Like,
I mean, you
get
could
out of the
definitely
water.
jump to the sheer cliff face and attempt to scramble up the sandstone side of the thing to the flat top mesa to starve to death. Yeah, that is an option.
Or you could just grab on this here rope and tie yourself up to something steady on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, so the problem with that is that the water is clearly boiling at this point, and due to the fact that I drew a black face card, is also acidic. A fissure apparently has opened up in this part due to the geological forces of the maze ever shifting, and this spot has become a pool of boiling acid that is doing currently 2d6 damage to your ship.
Can we get out of it?
Huh?
Is there
Yeah,
any
I mean,
way out of this?
straight
Just
on
keep
through, buddy.
plowing through?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take too long to turn around and go back.
So, we're going to get a boating roll from our superb navigator.
Suppose
And this is
Any-
probably why we do not put our fate in the hands of non-wild card NPCs. Lemmy tries his best to navigate away, but there is a sudden lull in the wind, and a geyser of superheated sulfuric acid erupts 20 feet away from the boat, showering the deck and everybody upon it.
Havoc! And I'm going to blow it away.
Havoc, and I am going to blow it away. Let's see here. Why did you get give me a notice roll, Gentry Owens.
All right.
That is fair. Give me a Havoc roll, Gentry Owens, with the PowerPoints.
All right. All right. Give me 2 seconds here. Havoc. And we're going to do it with the area of effect bonus to try to cover the entire ship. Going upwards.
Excellent. Sudden burst of icy wind erupts outward in a large burst template, shielding you guys from the scalding acidic droplets that would otherwise rain down. Now, I'm not sure. Large burst template. We'll call it the top of the mast. We'll poof.
Now, would that have given us a little boost in speed?
Oh, no. No, sir. But you have navigated past your first the only natural hazard that's coming up in your trip, which is excellent. That's great. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Who doesn't love getting bathed in acid? I sure don't.
So you guys turn around the corner of the bend, right? Water turns from the black into clear again, and you pick up speed, sure enough. You seem to be cruising along at a steady clip right now. Everybody give me a boating roll.
Everybody?
Everybody!
I think Gentry for that.
Don't worry about it. Stay alive. All right.
Edward, you've spent
Indeed.
enough time on boats to know that when they accelerate, shouldn't the sails also be full?
Gentlemen, what is causing our acceleration?
Likely a tide.
I see. Are you countering for that then?
Are we what now?
Are you making fun of my accent?
No. Shut up, Clem.
Are you countering for the tide so we do not smash and impale ourselves upon the rocks?
Doing what we can. The water has kind of started to whitecap a little. The it splashes against the sides there. The boat starts to lull as you enter the rapids. And oddly, it sure seems like you guys are going downhill. Which, if you understand, water, right? Especially water attached to an ocean, right? It's a pretty flat endeavor. You go through rivers sometimes, you get a lot of elevation changes, but in a chasm filled with seawater, kind of interesting.
Just a straight shot, so there's no way we can maneuver out of this, right?
It's one of the lovely things about the Great Maze is you kind of pick a path and you go on it, right?
So
The
we're kind of screwed.
course of the acceleration starts to become apparent with a distant roaring that grows louder. And then you guys start to become misted with water, unaccountable for the, you guys are going at a fairly steady clip here. 9-10 knots probably, but, not
How long
enough.
has it been?
Huh?
How long has it been?
Oh, probably 15 minutes of acceleration
Yeah.
now as the noise grows louder and now you're getting
Oh,
misted.
boy.
Clem, Lemmy,
Sir?
would it be fair to say that we are approaching a waterfall?
Doesn't seem likely.
Then what does seem likely?
I mean, tides, sometimes you get caught in one of these tidal pools, right? Where too much water gets in due to the forces, the lunar magnetisms.
And it causes mist like this.
Well, and now sometimes it's misty. Hell, you ain't never been from mist. I read about London. Apparently misty there all the damn time.
I'm not from London.
Oh, ain't that right, Governor? Shut up, Clem.
It was actually pretty funny.
You guys, cut around a sharp corner there, narrowly missing the canyon wall as the water splashes up. And it is apparent that they were 100% correct. It is not, in fact, a waterfall. It is a large, we're talking like a 900-foot across maelstrom. Right? It's clear that it has been eating at the mesas around it. In fact, one of them collapses in a kind of glacial, fall several hundred feet of rock, composing several tons of sandstone splashes on the far side of the maelstrom as it grows. Some kind of great drain, perhaps down into a canyon system that was opened up in the earlier seismic event, what created the boiling sulfuric water. But pretty common.
We're gonna go around that, right?
Oh, as well as we can. And sure enough, as you say that, a metal hulk of a ship pops up in the near epicenter, flips over, breaks in half, and gets sucked back down. Yeah, I reckon we should.
Yeah, boys, go on.
Is our size an advantage or a disadvantage here?
Well, now, here's the problem with this. We were not too observant, trying to not make fun of your accent, so we technically already caught in the outer, the tide, right? It's not like we can back out and go back in the channel here. We're pulled into this son of a bitch, but we on the outside now. As long as we stay On the outside, we find we get in there though. I mean, yeah, I reckon that's a meat grinder, y'all.
If we could catch the correct wind velocity in our sails, would that aid us in staying on the edge?
Well, now, how it is done typically is that I make a boating roll of -2 on account of the fact that we are caught in a strong tidal pool, and on a success, I managed to stay in the outside perimeter. On a raise, you see, I managed to navigate ourselves clear, and on a failure, what I well, the whole boat gets sucked closer into the maelstrom. Now, what's good though is that you don't get immediately pulled down. Then you make another boating roll, this time at a -4 on account of the even stronger tidal forces, what seek to consume you and drown you in a watery grave. And
I hold up the sword of Gibbs and I channel his
Clem?
spirit.
Clem, you're actually speaking my language. So what I was thinking is I'd do some gadgeteering to create a wind generator. I then kept Windstorm to buffet the boat and the sails to keep you well out of sinking into the maelstrom.
Well, now I reckon a success on such an endeavor might allow us to negate some of the modifier. Unfortunately, we are still subject to the tidal forces what pulling us in, and it still would require the success of the boating skills, regardless of whether or not there is wind to harness what to do so.
Well, I should attempt to do everything I possibly can, and the two of you have boating skills, so you should aid each other in this endeavor as well.
Well, like bad touch? Will we just kind of scissor or something? How would that even work?
I don't know, but figure it out.
You boys
And
are
I'm
cutting
gonna
into your pay.
I'm gonna start tinkering with my glove to create like a wind tunnel to create a windstorm
Grayson
to
is going
buffet the boat sails to push us away from the center.
Grayson is going to blow in the direction of the sails rather vigorously.
So I will do this. It costs 3 power points, which is within the 3 that I can use. Oh, wait, hold on. Unfortunately, I have 3 power points left.
So I'm looking at Windstorm here. Twister strong enough to whip the coat off a dead man. Out of doors, medium-sized burst template. Everybody inside the whirlwind is automatically blinded. I'm not sure that that's gonna... I mean, what you're doing there is you summon a wind... You know, you're just... Alright, well, you know what's... The water's fucked up. Let's make the wind fucked up, too, is what Windstorm would do.
Yeah, I was trying to be creative and, like, push it and focus it in one direction.
Yeah... not on Novice, nah. Nah, being able to summon a coordinated breeze that'll allow you enough force to push a boat.
I looked at every power, and there's nothing that helps in this situation.
Yeah.
Nothing even water-related for some reason.
Yeah, no, Deadlands, the 50 Fathoms has a bunch of it, but they have the elemental affinities with their magic schools, so they're, you know, it's different.
Yeah, there's just no water-based things, no boat-based things. I can't figure it. Yeah. Oh, well. That's what I got.
Any adventure cards suddenly gain a proficiency and...
Well, I guess I could do some dealing with the devil again.
You could do some... For what?
Because it allows me to cast any power if I win, and I could cast boost boating on one of these guys.
That's fair, actually. Yeah, you could definitely boost. Now that's... One thing
is, I was just looking at the new dealing with the devil stuff, and we are not doing it correctly.
Oh, because grid isn't a thing anymore?
Correct.
Well, in that case,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, let's do it without the grit bonus then. So you'll get 6 cards to make your hand. And a Benny for honesty. Aw.
Well, so also, there is actually a gambling roll to begin with.
I need to read it again.
I actually have an adventure card, Inspiration. I can give everyone on this boat +2 to all trait rolls for the rest of the round. So once they're ready to do their boating roll, I could
That would be
pop
very
that
helpful.
on everyone. Do you do your thing and I'll do my thing.
So page 65 is where the rules are.
Thank you. Give me 1 second here. Action, cast a spell once per turn. 2 main reasons. Annie up. Oh, yeah, you gotta spend a Benny to do it in the first place, too. Shit. Yeah, that's right. Alright, Annie up. And that was in the rules to begin with, too. They didn't change that. That's just me plumb forgetting.
All right, so I'll just spend the 2 bennies because I would have spent one last time and I'm spending one this time.
Oh. Retroactive Benny. We spend choose the power. You are a boost trait.
Yes.
Make a gambling roll. That is 1 success, so you get the 5 cards base plus 1 for your card sharp, and then 1 for the success on the gambling roll. So
Yes.
clear the boom. So we're still at 6. 7 actually. There we go. I can do math. There we are.
All right, I see 2 kings.
I do see 2 kings.
Now I guess I should look at how much it costs for that particular power.
All right. Pair is 3 power points.
Not 2.
Did you say it costs 2 for boost trait?
Boost / lower trait is 2 points.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Oh, actually,
You got a
and
cat.
there's a whole new table as well.
Whole new table for what?
For dealing with the devil.
Like just the results table? Am I?
A pair of jacks or better is 4 power points.
Oh, well, yeah, pair of kings. Look at that. Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
So success will raise his boating by 1, raise 2.
Mm-hmm. Let's get the spellcast in. And that's with a raise. So you have raised Clem's boating by 2. And then you are going to...
I will drag that over because this seems like the appropriate time to inspire him.
If ever you were going to use it. So inspiration, another 2. So boating rolls at a +4 for just this round on the inspiration, unfortunately. Not the whole scene. What about the boost lower trait? Is that 3 rounds? I want to say it is. 5 rounds, 3 rounds?
Yeah, 3
3
rounds.
So 6 for me because of concentration.
Oh, fuck you and your concentration. Oh, it's so hard to remember, like, the base stat. All right, this, and then that this one guy, he doubles it, and you dick. You dick. No, it's fine. Concentration's fine. All right, here we go. So, that will be +4 on the first boating roll. Which is, I mean, that's good. He's fine. Clem's fine. He's got this.
Oh, our screen looks a little off.
What does it? Oh, yeah, it does. I've been mousing all over the place. What? Why does it look? What the shit?
Everything.
What the hell?
Rain.
I need a young priest and an old priest. It shifted everything up half a step for no reason. I didn't touch this. I have to literally physically navigate this. That's bizarre. Okay. Moving on. Fantasy Grounds, $140, guys. Spend it. No, don't. Don't do it. Seriously, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't. It's not worth the money. Buy Foundry. Hell, spend it on Roll20. Ew, I just said that. All right. So, are we ready for this really dramatic, not at all ass-clenching roll? Critical failure. Here it comes. Nah, look at that. Boom. 11. Yeah, I mean, he like skirts the
Oh.
outside. He leans against the hull of the boat as it tilts, right? The sails catch the wind. The spray, just for a second, Clem looks like he's got Poseidon by the balls, holding the tiller in one hand, right? A rope in the other. His hair flapping greasily behind him. And you guys find yourself free of the horrific maelstrom.
With my inspiration, I realize we probably on my first boat ride with my good fallen comrade went through one. And I got up there and started shouting, do this, because I saw him do it.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start the main gang, put it in there, hang it in
And I've
there.
been
Yeah.
shouting it like to everyone, and even though he was doing it all.
Excellent. So, guys, eat
With one arm.
3 days of rations.
After a few days, I kind of look in my canteen to see if the stuff is still edible.
By whose standard, friend?
Mine?
Yeah. No, you. Yeah.
I'm saving it. I don't need it right now.
No,
checking.
it's like a fine wine.
Yeah, I'm aging it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm making
I need to honestly.
head cheese.
I sit for days meditating on this. I need to accept this. I just need to move forward. I can't be embarrassed by this, but I also can't appear as a monster to strangers. So
You
maybe I need
definitely cannot eat bits of people in front of even your teammates. That's a bridge too far.
yeah.
They cannot be aware that you spent your time with the body of those dead people, carving them up so that you could get their brains
I think
and
one day
consume
though,
them.
we spend enough time together, and once I have a good understanding of my own ecology and who I am, I think would be better people to understand if we encounter people like myself in the future, what we're capable of. So
That's a no.
that's the GM saying no. That's the good-hearted part of Hiram trying to be optimistic.
That's like, I have been so friendly to you guys on the magic as an abomination, kill everybody that wields it tip. Like, literally, like every town you go into, Hiram, the people should be like, get the pitchforks. Like, it's
Well, that's why these are on. I put up my thing, wear lots of clothing and drink. Like, I know how it works now. I'm figuring it out. But I think my friends one day should know more about me. See if
Yeah,
they
hey
truly will
guys.
accept me.
Here's the thing. I gotta come out as cannibal. And you just, like, pick up brain and start eating it. Like, man, that's just... Maybe. We'll see. We'll cross that
Yeah.
bridge when we get there. But...
How many rations are on this boat?
Oh, that's an excellent question, because it's the Great Maze. So how many days food did people...
I currently have 0.
Oof.
What about the little boy? 0.
We're gonna eat him. How many rations does he count?
Hey, who's the cannibal?
I mean, if you
So
drew
it's,
lots, it would be the cabin boy. You know, that's just how it shakes out.
That's a good time when you guys are eating the child, when I come out of the closet about what I have to do.
No, you just start eating too, and we never speak of it.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
need...
you're
I
right.
just, like, mum's the word,
Like
just
a
a silent
bonding
agreement.
experience.
Yeah.
Man.
Also, guys, when I say 3 days rations, I'm also referring to water, because none of what you are sailing through is drinkable, if that wasn't already apparent.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
So I had it in my notes that I got my price from, but I don't actually have it on my sheet in here.
So also, I have in my notes that there was various foods and alcohols among the loot that they had taken, and we brought aboard the ship.
That's right, there were plundered sundries. You have tons of alcohol, certainly. The thing about food in the Great Maze is that it spoils at an incredibly supernatural rate as a part of the Great Maze, just generally. And you could certainly pick the weevils out of the grain and, work with the moldering bits of salt pork. But yeah, it's already.
He's eating lean.
As I see my friends
Time to fish.
smacking lips from not drinking and stuff, I eventually go to Clem and Lemmy. Do you know where we are and if we can hit port soon? We need to resupply.
We're in the Great Maze. Oh, wait, you're not him. Great
You've
Maze,
been
I reckon.
Can you put us to the closest shore so we can get you to, as well, some rations and fresh water?
As soon as we find it, mister.
Oh. Well,
Any day now, we'll be coming on Shan Fan. Give me a
well
common
spent.
knowledge roll.
I will. I have some common knowledge.
Direct course as the crow flies to Shan Fan from where you were was about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You've been at this 4 days. He says he just told you Shan Fan was just a day or two away. He has no fucking clue where you are.
We will be dead before we hit Chanfan. We need to hit the shore. Have you been this far north before, honestly? Don't worry. Your $50 is, if you're honest with me, you'll still get it.
Yes, sir. My pa brought me back down here. What, 62?
Nearest town.
Mind
From
you,
here.
back in 62, this was just proper California, and it was a simple overland journey by wagon. But I've been this far north before, mister.
Good Lord. Please, get
I
us
mean,
to shore.
I was, what,
Am I speaking-
6?
I do not need it, but my companions do. Get us to shore.
What
Are
do
you
What do
okay?
you mean you don't need food and water,
Because-
mister?
You haven't seen what's in my bag, or I've got hidden in that box over there.
He's the self-sacrificing type. He's just looking out for us.
That makes sense to me.
Mhm.
And also, I'm liquored up with rum all the time.
He says, completely, apparently oblivious to the fact that, yeah, that wasn't a creepy thing. Well, I mean, we're gonna come around some kind of civilization before too long here.
I don't know
Certainly.
how you're doing okay. Is your
But-
desperation not getting strong?
We made a sterner stuff.
Mm.
Fine.
So depending on how you want to adjudicate what rations I would have in my inventory, I either have 0 or 4 left. That I
4 left
Would-
after having consumed your 3.
myself. Yeah, I had a week's rations in my notes here.
I'll give you the week on them. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So then I'll split I guess I would probably split it evenly.
Billy needs some.
Yes.
I
So
mean, you
that-
only have to eat every
I'd
3
say-
days to avoid the vigor roll, and it's been 3 days, so y'all are safe so far.
That's our day, because there's 7 of us.
You're all hungry, but alive.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
There is a sudden shrieking noise as a silhouette blackens the entirety of the boat. Something swoops over the chasm.
Banshee. I just say because those are in the Bible, which is I've always found weird.
There's another shrieking noise, right? And then the large shadow passes overhead again. Anybody catching glance of it would see white fur and then something plummeting down below. It smashes on the rocks right next to, probably 15 feet out from the boat, and explodes in a mountain of gore. It's clear from what's left of it that it's about half a horse.
Dinner.
The shrieking goes into the distance.
Thank you.
Strange fortunes we have.
Yeah, I mean, it
Oh,
is
yes.
half mangled horse for sure. It's not the freshest kill in the world, but you could probably strip some meat off of it, assuming you would want to fuck with whatever that was as food.
Yep.
Yep. I believe that's probably our course of action.
Why don't you guys give me a survival roll?
And I'll train my guns to the sky.
As will I.
I'm gonna Benny that.
A terrible butchering.
So the two of you are doing it, and then the two of us are pointing guns at the sky. I'm like, look at the pile, the Clement Lemmy. Put your guns up.
As
Yeah.
you train your guns up the canyon wall, you notice that that's looks like a cow skeleton, and well, that was definitely a dude, and that's another dude, and I don't know what that skeleton is, but it was very long, and it looks like this is probably a fairly common dropping spot for the kills of whatever this thing is, like you're in its turf.
Hey, Gentry.
Mm-hmm.
I had a thought. Judging by the corpses that we're seeing strewn about this area in the maze,
Yeah.
do you think you can figure where they took them from? There's a human and livestock. That means civilization somewhere close.
That means some unfortunate sons of bitches that have been wandering around here for too long.
Still, it may be a
Gentry
chance.
and Grayson, each of you, please roll a d6 for me. 5 and 4 pounds of horse meat, respectively, stripped off the corpse that seemed viable.
Oof.
Horse
Let's get a
flesh,
stew going.
frowned upon in American cuisine. The French love it. I've had it. It's a little stringy. It's fine. It's okay.
This is pre-steroid horses, so this is fine.
Right.
Looked for it everywhere when I was in Switzerland. Couldn't find it.
Yeah.
The hooves are good for glue. I use those in a lot of my inventions.
It's true. The hooves are good for glue.
In fact, I'm going to get myself a couple hooves for later.
But as you guys set away again, the cavern walls close into a solid stone arc, and you enter a cave. It's so narrow and low. At a couple of points, you're afraid the mast is going to snap off on the low-hanging stalactites from the ceiling. The light is a pinpoint at the end that grows and grows, grows. And finally, after seems like an eternity, with little bits of rock crumbling off and the odd splashes coming from the dark shorelines, you come across a bay with a gentle slope leading up and a sign that says, "Welcome to Caldwell, the happiest city in the Great Maze." As suddenly there's another screech, and the other half of the horse lands on the Caldwell sign, breaking it clean in half. And you can now clearly make out the giant bat-like figure swooping off in the distance. Notice rolls from everybody. -2.
I hate Scorched Beast.
Edward, it's going to trouble you for the rest of the day at least, but you swear that the thing had the mouth of an alligator, the horse of a head, and the body of a bat.
That's quite strange.
Maybe 35 feet, 40 feet, wingtip to wingtip. Massive.
It's quite strange. I've heard of devil bats out of the Dakotas, but that's something else entirely. I would imagine. We haven't seen the things, but
The town bell starts to ring, and you can tell that people are mustering their, meager defenses against whatever this thing is. And as you guys pull up to the docks, a frenetic bunch of activity, you hear people say, "It's the Caldwell Devil again! Hide your kids!" And with that, we will end for the night. City of Caldwell. Look at that, everybody's safe. Yay! Population center. Nothing bad's happening here. Caldwell Devil. It's probably just some old man in a Scooby-Doo costume. But we'll have to find out next Wednesday. Thank you for watching.
Will this be the second false show that we're gonna stop by shooting it up?
I sure hope not. You're just like, I fucking boom, 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 boom.
Fade to black. I say at least this isn't Culver City.
At least it isn't Culver City. That's fact. Those are facts. Yeah. But thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate each and every one of you at the League of Raconteur Explorers. Stay tuned for our Friday night Hell on Earth show. I'll probably be live streaming some tomorrow as well, doing some final map preparations for the one-shots that are happening on Saturday and Sunday. Still got some slots in the Sunday one-shot. Yeah, slots in the Sunday one-shot. So come and go to the Halloween convention site, pay the exorbitant king's ransom of $2 for your own virtual convention ticket, and then play some Savage Worlds with me. But from the CFT RPG, we love you guys. It's funny because we were just about to stop and try and raid the Peg stream, but I don't see it up actually right now.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I assumed it would be visible in my... Oh, were you the Halloween stream? Were you guys the official Halloween stream? My God. Well, thank you for joining. We appreciate the raid. Well, now, that's the thing. I was going to raid either Peggy or CFT RPG, but they just raided us. Let's see here. Who do we have here? Ooh, Wicked Studios is running a Deadlands game right now. Let's raid the hell out of them. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna raid them. They're gonna be so raided. They're gonna be like, oh, well, everybody loves Peg coupons. Who doesn't love the Pinnacle? Yeah, we love the Deadlands. We love the 50 Fathoms. We love the Hell on Earth. We're waiting for Dark Ages. Oh, man, we're excited. We run 3 games a week here, Savage Worlds. We love it. We think it's the best. Let's see here. Let's get this raid on here. All right, we got them. That's me. Raid channel. There it is. Wicked Studios. Here we go. Starting the raid. We're about to double their view part.
Yeehaw! Gonna do it. Right? Can I get a yeehaw from mine?
Yeehaw!
There we go.
Yeehaw.
We ride.
Yeehaw.
Welcome to America.
Here comes the raid. Boom.
He's practicing his voice. I was practicing his American accent at one point just to mock Clem back, but
Perfect.
oh, I'm sorry. Did you not get that?
Mm.
Something like there. I had it a little bit better, but it was.
You from Texas?
Yeah, it's
We ready to get?
Yeah, we're ready.
Just in time for their closing credits.
Beautiful.
All 3 start at the same time and end at the same time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Daggering is not in the cards.
I think we're still on.
How
We
many
are,
players
yeah.
do they have?
They had 13, and then we brought 22.
Oh, no,
Oh.
players.
No, we aren't rated. We are
Okay,
on.
these are like songs. Okay.
We're live still? We should be rating. I'm showing rated.
No, we're live on my.
We're rating live.
We're rating on mine.
Yeah, we should refresh your screen, brah.
Very strange.
Just don't say naughty words, just in case.
Don't pull it out. All right, it's not
Very
time
cool.
to do what reporters do on Zoom calls.
Give me a second here, guys. I just gotta. Oh shit, is this on?
Thing, I'm not standing up. I don't have pants on. I'm just wearing a trench coat and a shirt.
Don't worry, it doesn't work, right? That was the rules for the vampires.
Oh man.
Draculas don't wear pants, right?
No, Draculas don't wear pants.
So I'm
God
not
damn it, the
sure.
stream is still up. Okay.
I'm not sure if it's if I'm just completely missing it or if there's been a print correction, but in the Weird West book, I cannot find anywhere where it says how many points hucksters get on the refresh.
I feel like I did get an email from Pegging today about Weird West, so they might have.
Then when I
Yeah.
take up my trench coat, I just become a newscaster.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the action cards for virtual tabletop through drive-through. Never mind.
Oh, did they just close? Oh no, they're raiding. All right.
You gotta hit the end stream button. We are still online.
I am.
Take his hat off. I'm saying to take his trench coat off.
I'm hosting Wicked Studios right now, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm seeing this all happen live. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm clicking. I've got an ad.
I'm watching everything happen right
Realms
now.
of
I'm
Hookador.
just watching Coast Limon. That's all right. All the folks still in chat can see our
Thing Wicked
amazing-
Studios
It
follow
does
up.
say hosting, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I still see us. It says now hosting.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
it
what's
says now
going on. All right,
hosting.
well, guys.
Very
Well,
strange. To the there are only 2 people in it though. It looks like. So that's
watching our stream now. My
me
God.
and you. Well, because I think they all got sort of.
I have no idea how this works. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna.
Very strange.
I'm shutting down my stream. We're raiding these guys.
Respectable.
That's yeah.